Hello and welcome to All Talk No Dice, the worst excuse for a D&D show you can find online. Now, before we get into the episode, it is a milestone episode 50. So, all of us are going, well, all of the players are going to roll a D100 for me, a percentile dice, and we are giving out treats just before this episode starts because, I mean, let's face it, it's episode 50 and we need a fucking treat.
I've rolled it, I've got 200.
You can't get 200, you dick.
God damn.
If it's a 2 and 2 zeros, that's 2.
Okay.
When I put them together, that says 200. He ain't wrong.
Okay, so, Tara.
88.
88.
You get nothing.
Yeah.
You get one swift action.
You get a handkerchief.
88. Just make a note of the name, and then I'll find it again later and put it in the chat. You get the Spellslinger's Staff, a walnut and nickel adorned staff that makes unnecessary clicking noises when handled. +1 to initiative when in an honest fight, and -1 to stealth rolls due to the unnecessary clicking.
Nice.
Gerald.
7.
7. You get the deck of solitary. You get the deck of solitary. A fine set of ornate cards in a cherry wood case. If the user attempts to play solitaire, no matter the conditions, a person or creature capable of speaking at least one language will eventually show up and start trying to tell you what to play.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it.
Rayloff.
63.
63. You get the Menace of Marbles, a marbles game bag that they don't make like they used to. Provides 1,000 marbles that can be summoned, treat as ball bearings. Decks.
Summoned.
Yeah, you can summon 1,000 marbles as if they are ball bearings. It's a deck save 10 to avoid them. 1,000 marbles creates 4 5x5 foot squares. Marbles turn to dust in 24 hours and bag recharges daily.
Nice.
Actually, that's not
That
that
means you
bad.
have to put them away. That's all helpful.
Well, they turn to dust if you don't want to play the pickup game.
What you're saying
Theron.
is it's a free ball bearing trap every day.
How about we play a game? If you tell me what the best if you tell me what the best item is and what the number is, that's the number that I've got.
Okay. Out of 100, it's 256. So what's your number?
59.
Okay. 59. You get the Trampish Bag of Dreams. A fine leather bag that looks and sounds and appears to be full of gold. Really just an empty bag that can't hold anything except the occasional moth.
The occasional.
So I've got the best item, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You asked for the best item, you've got it.
59 was precisely what you needed, and that's what you got.
And survey says.
I think they.
Okay, now, so, as that celebration of episode 50, I think we're already a year and a bit down with the campaign already. So, yeah, to everyone watching, it's been amazing so far, and we hope for 50 more. So, but...
TPK.
Yeah, TPK. But, now that we've finished with that, from last we left off, the Companions of Fate found sanctuary within Rayloff's home of old, Gauldrone. Through some very peaceful times, you all enjoyed the slight respite with the dwarvish Binglestout family and took your time to rest and prepare for what is to come. Gerald found some action with Braum that is exactly what you needed, while Tara and Red had a heart-to-heart towards the outskirts of the village before you allowed her to bond with Mogwai and curl up together for a good night's slumber. Soon after the morning sun rose above the horizon, casting amber rays across the snow-capped landscape. After a hearty breakfast, Drimbar asked all of you to give him and Theron the room for a while. And after all of you left their home and began to explore the small village of Guldrone, led by Ralof, Theron received some home truths regarding his father, what he was truly like, the job that Drimbar and Culdro, Ralof's father, were summoned for to aid with, and some ties to the infamous Midala Pike. Now, as Theron finds some new, scarring reality from your past, Drimbar decides that he too has some unfinished redemption to find within Geralf for the deeds he's carried out under the orders of Lord Lustofson. And beknownst to Ralof and the rest of the party, you have all just gained a very new companion to march into the frozen city of Geralf to face whatever is to come. And this is where we pick it up. So, Theron.
Yep.
Just after all of this information just sinks into your head, the slight vision that popped into your mind, just almost a severed memory that your mind has just barely clung onto when directed the right way. All of the new information, possibly lies, myths, truth, or just tall tales, they sink in and you just take them all in. But before you know it, you do have Drimbar leaning over with a smile, speaking of joining all of you. So, what do you say?
Well, I think you'd have to have a word with Ralof.
Listen, as very endearing as it is for me to speak to your husband about things, I really know that I'm a grown boy now. I'm old enough to make my own decisions. But you told me you need help, so we're going to help. Okay?
Well, at least just have a discussion with him.
I will have a discussion with him. The discussion will go as follows. Melon, I'm going with you. And he'll say, okay, Pop, can't wait.
Okay then. Okay, that's fine.
Right.
Out of interest, do you have any magical parchment or any magical ink? Come on, I've got gold to spend. Come on. Not that much gold.
You know, it was never a point of how much gold or coin you have. I kinda remember what I've got in stock.
Shall
So-
we go have a look then?
Well, if you give me time to just warm up and wake up, and then I'll get to the parchment shack and I'll open up and I'll go to the back and I'll find whatever stock that I actually have, then I'll be more than happy to give you whatever you need.
Okay, that's fine.
And he leans over and takes your hand. And as my very soon to be son/daughter-in-law, I really think we need to have this bonding time to establish our relationship.
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah.
Okay, so, and he finds a small pitcher of ale from the other night, 2 cups, and just to new families.
To new families.
You know, for such a little girl, you can actually put some away.
Yeah, especially when I've got to go back to my hometown and deal with this. Yeah.
Don't worry. Pop, your new cousin-in-law, and your dearly beloved, your dearly beloved husband.
Gassy.
The ale does that, but your dearly beloved husband will be right next to you, just charging through the fray. Now, how much warmth does that set in your chest?
Quite a lot.
Well, that's reassuring enough for me. Come on, let's go. And he just wheels himself back out of the table and begins to get to the door. Whilst this whole conversation went on between Theron and Drimbar, though, the rest of you, Gerald, Ralof, and Terra, accompanied by Red, where would you like to go? What would you like to do?
Oh, don't forget she's got 5 gold spent.
That's cool.
And just Killer and Luda, also do that.
5 5 gold. It's 5 gold.
Having said that, I totally forgot to take it off, so I'll take it.
Amateur. I believe Theron wanted us to get warm clothing, so we can get some warm clothing first. But I will take Raylof's direction to whichever's closest, or whichever he knows we might get a cheeky deal on them for him going first.
Okay.
And let's be honest,
As we are walking
his
across,
family's saving the town.
so I believe I have enough warm clothing. I can double up on my cloaks. I'm going to just run an errand. Yes, errand.
Errand?
And,
Like Theron?
Indeed.
Errand?
and no, not that level.
Okay.
I'm going to incite that. I do not believe that for a second.
Sure.
Go for it.
Go for it. I'm a
Oh.
bard. My deception is
Never
dope.
mind. I got a 5.
Nice.
I got 19.
Fucking ridiculous. You believe that every word that Gerald comes out with is completely believable and true. Just a small errand, just a quick one. Nothing out of the ordinary.
I can trust all the shopping to you guys, right?
Yeah, is there anything that you want? Seems like you're making a list.
No, not really. We're pretty good. Oh, actually, just buy some nice stuff for the Pledgerines. We should treat
Okay,
them.
yeah. Anything in
When you say
particular?
nice stuff, do you mean coats?
Yes, coats, hats, gloves. Oh, get one of those sort of. I want Bob to have one of those sort of, really fluffy hats going around the center like that. You know what I'm on about?
I want to say yes. Like loads of hair everywhere.
Yes. Not very rounded, just sort of flat and just fur.
Okay. If it's a little wrong, don't blame us. I've never seen one to have reference.
You can't
We'll
miss
try.
it.
Red's just straight away, just like next to you, Terry. Just never seen a hat.
It helps living in the forest.
I bet you were just lonely.
Actually, I had no eye, so.
Yes, somebody who couldn't talk back to her. Got it.
And my mum and dad.
So warm clothes for the Pledgerine. That's all you want to get.
And
pretty
a fancy hat for Bob.
Well, the Reds can also have hats, just not as fancy, you know? He's kind of my right-hand man for that.
Fancy hat for Bob.
If
More
only Bob.
fancier hat for Bob. But all hats. Okay.
Alright, got a dash by, and I'm just going to sprint, use my action to dash, and use, what's it called? The tumbling fall to give myself even more speed.
Okay,
To just
I would just say just roll a dexterity or athletics check with advantage for me, just in this little moment to see how fast you really jet off.
That's where he gets double ones.
That is the natural 20.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, okay, all right. What's the total?
There's that. Well, if we go acrobatics, 25.
Okay, all right.
Nobody even sees him go.
Just the
So,
hair
yeah.
pops around.
So yeah, almost like one of the old like Roadrunner cartoons. You just see Gerald 1 second, and then nothing, but just left a Gerald-shaped cloud in the air for a moment before it. Yeah, before
Maybe
it
like
all.
the snow just from behind,
Yeah.
settling.
You just see a
It
small little
is heading
spray.
in the path of towards the dragon.
Okay.
Nice.
It's very
All right.
heading.
So, Gerald, you bolt, and before you know it, you're out of eye line, out of sight of the other two. For Terra, Red, and Rayloff, what are you guys currently doing as Gerald bolts forward?
I'm gonna get some warm clothing
Okay.
because even though I feel like I won't need it, I feel like having some is probably best.
Yeah. Rayloff, you remember growing up, there were a couple clothing shacks and stores, but as you passed through with your party earlier, you noticed that there was only the hide shack that was left. You're not sure whether Tanny still runs it or not, but at least the hide shack still stands.
Yeah, I'll probably head to there then, and then if I see any sort of like, if I hear any sort of hammering noises, if like akin to a blacksmith or anything sort of similar, I'll keep a note of it and then head towards there after.
Okay.
I'd like to also.
But otherwise, I'd probably just head there, head where I think there might be one afterwards.
Okay. All right.
I will say to Rayloff, Pop said he wanted some mossweed. Do you know where we could get that from? Any of the shops, or?
I'm assuming there would be a shop where I could just find just a herbalist shop somewhere.
Your best bet is going to be the tack shack.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just nip in there afterwards on the way.
That's cool. I'll follow you.
Okay.
Yeah, I head towards it then.
So, as you head through the small village, you do see a younger Goliath, only about 6'8", 6'7", fairly lithe but still muscular, more greyish toned skin, very soft and smooth skin. You see a big like set of like almost like a winter skirt on, but then you see like the slim waist and it just slightly tones up where her lats are before you see just no more than like a hide bikini top, and you see like a flash of bright red and almost smoldered like embered hair just tied up and cast down to the middle, pretty much to a lumbar, to a lower back, all braided down. And you see her with her back to you and just bringing up a small blacksmith hammer and just pinging away. You can't see what she's working on as you pass, but you do hear that. You see the large form, but the main thing is you hear that repetitive tinging and pinging sound as you do make your way to the
yeah, I'll just
hide
keep
shack.
that in mind then.
Okay. You approach the hide shack just to like the further sort of like northwest of town, and you notice that it is completely like it's beyond disrepair, or it's beyond repair. It looks. Imagine that like front entrance building at like a campground when it's been long abandoned for over like 4 decades. Like the sign is kind of hanging off and just swinging in the breeze. The windows are boarded up, but with like little gaps between those boards, just haphazardly. But you notice there is a slight bit of light that is emanating from within through those gaps that you can see, just some candlelight.
Is it a worse version of Sierra Sundries?
Even worse. It's
My God.
yeah, it's decrepit
Yeah.
and almost looks disused for the better part of easily 20 years.
Nice. Sounds cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mend the hinges of the door while we're still outside. Over the 2 minutes, I'm assuming that there's 2 hinges. And then I'm going to knock on the door and attempt to open it.
Okay. As you knock,
knowing that it won't fall off.
and the door kind of just slightly just opens very, very gently against your knock.
Allowing Rayloff to go first.
I'll just sort of open the door a bit more and just sort of look in a little bit. I'll just, Hello?
Yes?
You still open? Or
And from beneath a very small desk, almost the desk itself's got to be about only just 3 feet high, and as this creature stands up, you very quickly see just a long human form with a bellowing, just tattered robe that almost like a poncho, almost just flowing down. You notice like squares and tears and bits have been resewed of different material to mend this poncho. You see a gaunt, just withdrawn face, pale and sunken, and ropey, black and grey, wet, almost. I'd say it's greasy hair, but almost to the point where it looks wet constantly. And you see, and you don't really see any arms show right now as the poncho still hangs loose, but this form stands from behind this desk up to easily about 6'4", 6'5".
yeah.
But this very slim, gaunt female figure stands up and just looks down, or looks over at you in the door. Yes?
Would it be anyone I recognize?
You recognise this as Tanny, who owned the Hide Shack years ago. Still just as terrifying to you, but not as terrifying now that you're the same size or bigger.
Yeah. Is that you, Johnny?
And who might you be?
I'll sort of come in a bit more. Just sort of. It's me, Rayloff. From a while ago.
And you see the figure just almost like ghostly-esque just glide the face up right up to yours. You're not Coldrell's boy?
Yes.
Oh! And she pulls away, and still towering away. It's nice to see you again.
Yeah.
Who's
Also,
your friend? Don't be shy.
I'll sort of look back. Just,
I'm Tara.
Do you shake hands?
I'll look at my hand. I can try.
The pleasure's mine. And as she reaches forward, you see this long, gangly arm. You notice now, from standing, her long, elongated fingertips with like sharp claws at the end reach the floor.
Nice.
And the one long arm like almost serpents out and stretches out, and across your hand, like each finger comes up to about the middle of your forearm as she just gently grasps your hand. I'm Tanny.
It's nice to meet you.
And you, sweetheart.
Red?
Oh. You're a little mouthful, aren't you? And Red just goes, "Are you outside?"
Did it go anywhere far?
And you just hear the door behind you lock.
Nice.
Or just shut. Latch.
Yeah.
Shut, sorry.
I am going to look around.
I didn't scare her, did I?
No, she's weird like that.
They're all weird. Just different taste. Anywho. And her arm snakes out again, and the fingers begin to wag and just almost coalesce in her hand and back out, just displaying the small little shop. you notice that there's not really much of like cabinets and shelves here stocked to the brim. It's more like the budget buffet that you get for a party, where it's just a few fold out tables, random shit. Looks like someone's tried to lay it out as like presentable, but it looks like a mishmash, and that some items are wonky and some are here, some are there. But you notice a few things on these tables, along from mainly all. You see some sets of boots, as well as coats and different garbs and cloaks. You also see some very weird shaped, like almost knitted cardigans that look like they have 4 leg holes.
We need about 6 jackets, scarves, hats, 5 of them being normal hats, and 1 of them being, I'm gonna try mimic Gerald's, like a fur around here and a slick here.
Oh, you're not asking for much, are you?
If you've got them.
Some things are over here.
Okay. Could I look?
Enough with the questions, just peruse at your own leisure, and just remember to always respect the items you are examining.
Oh, I will. Thank you. Being very careful. I'm going to.
And you just look as you like start sidestepping, almost like she's tracing you. You just see her head just.
Son of a bitch, Jackson.
Just watching you pass and go over.
Am I just feeling it like?
You
like
feel
eyes are on the back
you
of your head?
feel her
Look, I actually
fairly
see
fairly
her eyes.
squinted, but really just deep sunken eyes just burning in the back of your head.
Lovely. I will even more, just nicely, precariously, just. Oh yeah, that'll fit.
And you see her head just like turn back to you, Elof.
So, what's the occasion?
Well, we're just trying to get some more warmer clothes. Just got being back with some more people.
More people, more friends, I assume?
Yeah. I don't think these have really been to the north, so they haven't really got warm clothes.
Now,
Never been to the north.
answer
Sure.
me this. Coldrow's boy. Why do you return to this place when you abandoned it not long ago?
I'm gonna
Abandoned
stop
it.
search you.
What do you mean I abandoned it?
You left. You left us all to deal with issues.
Really? Does she mean the letter that we got?
No. that
You
was-
know, your grandfather was very, very, oh, so very disappointed to find that your intentions lay south. But who am I to question loyalty?
Right.
Are you willing to answer an old lady's question?
I left because I thought I could find my dad.
Oh, And how's that going? Not good?
No.
I am very sorry to hear that. Coldro was an amazing man. But life goes on. Longer for some.
And she just like kind of traces like down her chest a little bit.
Less for others.
At this point, how many have I managed to
7.
gather? 7.
Yeah,
This
7.
one looked like the hat that Gerald says.
The best you find is a really off color. When I mean off color, I mean like pukey brown yellow, like fur coated fez,
Okay,
or a fur lined fez.
we want to. I'm feeling like we want out as quick as.
Okay.
I've got my shit. I'll grab one of the cloaks or whatever
Yeah.
it was to kind of cover myself, and then. How much for this?
Hold on.
Trying to get rid of out of the
and her
conversation.
long arm almost stretches to you, and this elongated finger, just about as tall as your face, just the tip rests on your lips for a moment, and the dirty, overgrown nail just gently scrapes.
If I could puke.
Yeah, you do. You just turn your.
Has no one got prestidigitation?
Coldro's boy. You know I had a talk with your father before he left all of us. Did he tell you?
No.
He longed for so much more. He longed for change. And the change is what I could supply. If any of you wish, you're welcome to let me in on something you really want and are willing to trade for it.
I really want these.
And you will wait your turn. So me and Coldro's boy can continue this conversation. I apologize for my rudeness. It will not happen again.
It's fine. If I could pay for this.
You will in just a moment, girl.
Okay.
Coldro's boy.
Could I see if there's anything off with this woman?
Yeah, sure.
Fucking
Yeah,
creepy or
sure.
anything?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
You roll a 0. Yeah, there's something off about it.
Okay. What would I be rolling?
Okay,
with?
I'd say, what are you trying to discern from her? That, and then I'll tell you the roll.
Okay.
Is she dodgy? Yes.
Yes, we could tell that straight away. No, to see if what she's trying to portray is not herself. I don't think that she is an ordinary, weird, long-gilded old woman or anything.
Roll a perception check.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
100%.
Sorry. Investigation check.
Investigation. Okay, it is 15. 13 plus 2 with investigation.
Okay.
Perception it would have been.
You notice that as you look a little bit closer, as her gaze is fixated on Rayloff, twisting her neck unnaturally to certain angles, and you notice her neck going straight, and then just just a bump in her neck from where her head just almost pops out again as she turns. The large hunch, and you see through the poncho, you just see each individual vertebrae poking out along her spine. She is real. You can tell. Whatever form she is her natural form.
She's also Kurid's girlfriend.
Feels like
Roll a history check for me, please.
Will do. Just trying to what's in the stream. 19 with history, did you say?
Yeah, history.
History plus 2, 21.
21, okay. You haven't heard much about these creatures, but you've heard enough of tales and like bedtime stories from your mother before to never venture too far into the woods, because in the woods you find strangers, and some strangers would try to convince you to trade certain things, give parts of your life, parts of yourself, materials, sentiments, souls to certain strangers in the forest that dwells deep in the dark swamps. And in the lonely shack that you remember, the lonely shack in the deep dark swamp, there would only be one candle light flickering from the inside, and you would never to knock on that door at night, because if you did, your mind would slowly break, slowly crack, and be brought to the whim of the forest hag.
Okay, I have one question and then a follow-up question.
Yes.
Sorry, one question, then what I will follow up with. One, was it nighttime when we walked in?
It would have been just having the day.
It's in the daytime.
Okay, and two, I want to perceive out for a candle just to see if it matches what the story tells me.
You want
you
to
want
look
there
out
only
for
one
a
candle
candle.
on show, yeah, to see if everything adds up to what I think.
You
Can I only see one candle, basically?
roll a perception check with disadvantage since this is a quick glance, or just tell me if it's an elongated glance, and then we'll just go without.
Well, while I'm waiting, while she's talking to Rayloff.
Okay, yeah,
I'll
just
say I'll look
standard
wild
roll then, yeah.
11, perception, full, 15.
You do notice that across the room there are plenty of candles. One dotted next to the window for where the furs were set. One on a couple bookshelves to the far back. One just next to the desk. And one just off in the back room. You only notice, at least right now, that with some daylight shimmering in with shafts of light through those gaps in the boards and the windows, you can only tell one candle is lit and flickering from the back room.
Okay.
And the hag, or the creature, continues to snap her neck slightly and lean towards you, Rayloff.
Did you know what Kuldro once asked of me?
No.
Do you know what he was like as a man?
I know he did what he could to protect this town.
You know very little. Do not worry. I know truth. I see it. And I smell it.
Really?
Your father, he was just a coward. He looked and scoured across all of Goldrone and all through Yolduheim to find escape. away from his family. You, your mother. Pop.
Rayloff?
He didn't like the change. He knew something out there would come.
I'm gonna put a silver piece on the side.
13 more.
I'll put a second one down.
And he... and he really didn't want to be around when that chaos came. Has nobody ever told you anything like that?
Take one back.
I'm gonna lean forward a bit. I'm gonna say to her, I've seen it. I don't need to know.
You say you've seen it. And what have you seen?
And her face just darts up to yours, almost nose touching nose.
13's one put down.
Or you already knew.
Put it into my back pocket.
You didn't scare me before. You don't scare me now. We just want the clothes and then we'll go.
I paid for the clothes.
Your trip to the mountain will fail. Wouldn't you like a guarantee that it won't? It won't. It will go unimpeded. You will all of you, have a safe journey there. What are any of you willing to give for a safe journey there?
I'm gonna pull Rayloff's whatever behind him when I'm out of view of her.
I already have gave it. Stop trying to be scary. I'm just gonna walk turn around.
And
I'm
as
just
you
gonna mouth to her.
Oh, I'm already starting going. I've turned around and started
Sticking
walking out.
behind Rayloff. Like,
The-
behind her, as
yeah.
in the middle is Rayloff between me and her.
Okay. As you do, Rayloff, you just get out the precipice, join in red, and Tara, you feel one quick little snap on your shoulder of that elongated hand and fingers wrapping down over your chest, down almost to your sternum, just the fingers curling over your shoulder, and they just pull slightly. And the face, just as you shout that, the face leans in and quickly whispers, just to you, Tara.
Yeah.
What if you will die? Go to the mountain and meet your peril. Heed my warning.
And she lets go.
Yeah, I'll kind of just shrug away.
Come again soon whenever you need anything else.
Shut the door. She gave me the creeps. I'm just going to carry on walking to. I'm assuming that Rayloff's going to head towards the blacksmiths.
Well, Rayloff, where are you heading? Anywhere in particular after the hide shack?
Is the other shack closer?
Which
What's
one?
the love shack?
I can't remember what's it. The one for the weed.
That'd be the tack shack.
Yeah. Is that closer than the blacksmiths?
Yeah, on the
More,
yeah, as round about like the northwest to northern end of the little village, or even northeastern end, because it's only a small village. The tack shack is just a 3-minute walk away, just literally opposite corners of the village, of the outskirts of the interior of the village.
Yeah. I'll just head there then.
On the way, I'm going to say to Rayloff, you know that creepy woman? She told me about not going to the mountain because one of his will died. Let's be honest, we're pretty powerful. We can take on a fight. But is there something particular in the mountain we should have to worry about? That you might know, obviously, living here?
Wait. Not meta, but would I know of anything other than what I know is up there?
Not to your knowledge,
No.
but it's been years.
Yeah. I'll sort of take a second after you say that, but then I'll stop. The only thing that I know is up there is what I want to get to.
Okay. Any particular reason why? This is all as we'll walk into the next place.
Yeah.
Well, I've stopped.
Oh, you just while we're having this conversation, I'll carry on walking and then realizing he's not following. Walk back to. Okay.
What was I talking about for why we came here, Tara?
Well, to me, I thought we stopped here because we couldn't stop over there. And you know the place, we need some supplies.
For
Is it
help?
a big supply den?
No, it's... It's possibly some help.
Okay. What kind of help?
Cool one. And I'm just gonna start walking.
What? As I'll carry on walking.
Okay. As both of you continue to the tack shack, just a few minutes walk away from the hide shack that you had left Tanny and whatever she had said and
Thank
warned you about. Yeah, thankful. Gerald,
Yes.
you bolted away and you headed to the frozen dragon.
Yes. So my entire aim is to scale up the dragon all the way to the head, and but they're going to grab out a dagger and basically just sort of is going to sort of look at it, decide, crack his knuckles on there, and then is going to start trying to carve, and he's going to carve like giant spectacles, he's going to carve mustache, and then he's going to steadily try and basically turn this entire thing into a mustached chicken. The further it, like, the more and more he can do, he's going to get the beak in, he's going to get
Okay,
that, and then he's
so
going to steadily start making feathers
I
as
will,
he goes
I
down.
will tell you, it's the size of an adult dragon. So,
Yeah.
a lot of eyes, so you got plenty to sculpt with.
Oh,
Plenty to go off of, you know, like the rough work, it's the layout is right there in front of you, you can see it now, mustache, spectacle chicken, but it's going to take you a while.
oh yeah, I want Gerald to carry on until somebody comes and stops him.
Okay.
Almost like if someone's gone, he's been gone a while.
Okay, got it. Okay, so I will say...
Long time.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a good few hours easy before you can get like a rough shape of the chicken body. You can definitely work on the spectacles and the mustache predominantly, but then start getting that chicken body later on. Down the
Because even if I
line.
just start outlining like wings before I start doing fine detailing,
Yeah,
something like that.
Exactly. I will say, can you roll a either
Ice handling check.
yeah, either sleight of hand? No. Either
Would it be strength or something if you pick
no. Well, I'll say either athletics, which is strength based, or sleight of hand, being dex based.
It will go sleight of hand.
I have a
And
question.
Yes.
Is this dragon like a shrine with it being frozen in place?
When you passed it, you didn't see any candles, any flowers around it, any, no kind of symbols to show that it's either worshipped nor praised.
Even as a negative.
Even as a negative, you imagine I guess you could assume it's the one ugly landmark that probably most of the townsfolk just want gone. But
Okay.
but know that they can never see it gone.
That's cool. No worries.
Gerald.
I've just got an idea. I'll save it.
Okay. So it was a 9, but I've used my inspiration to re-roll that roll,
yeah.
and I've just got a 22.
Fuck
Yeah.
me. You know,
Well,
bards are so much fun to play with. It's always instant pass. Okay, so
What would you
I
like
will
to
say
say?
over this will take about 4 hours from now, but you will accomplish some very nice eye spectacles around the face, a nice big like Monopoly Man ice mustache, and you'll get the very basic shape of a chicken, like curved back, and then just like you said, the outlines of the wings, where they like indent in towards like the shoulders of the chickens. And just for some flavour, if you wanted to, you even get the little little thingy.
Oh yeah,
That's my problem.
Yeah, the little.
I used to know
chicken
what that
throat
was
thing.
called.
Yeah,
Mm,
but yes, but that's gonna take 4
Yes.
hours at least. You'll
We'll
end up
start
with
with that
you'll
first.
end up with a fairly detailed, still comically rough but discernible face. But then the body and the rest of it will have to be fairly basic by the end of 4 hours.
Nice. I think if somebody comes around about the midway mark, I'll be using the Cloak of Arachniga to have webs essentially to be able to like swing down a bit and sort of do more like detailing more on the chest.
Okay.
So I can sort of swing back and look at stuff and then come back
Yeah.
and then scale
Okay.
like that.
Well, we might come to that. So, for Raelof and Terra,
Yeah.
you get to the tack shack.
Red is still with us, isn't she?
Red is still with you. Red, like for this entire, when you've stopped, when you continue walking, Red is just like this. And just bored out of her mind.
Lovely.
But, Raelof, you see the very familiar tack shack, tucked away in a small corner, gorgeous, imported, cross-hatched pane windows set in small little window frames with the shutters just wide open. And you can see inside, and you see a gorgeous array of books, tomes, glassware. You see a few little baubles and trinkets in the window. It looks very presentary, very welcoming and very warm.
Definitely going in here.
And Red just like looks up to you, Raelof. So, you know everyone?
Well, I wouldn't say I know everyone.
Right, but you knew the one who owns that last one?
Creepy old woman?
Well, I didn't get a name, so
Unfortunately.
yeah, creepy old woman.
Probably
That's
for
all.
the best.
So, do you know the owner of this one then? You going in first, go and get us a deal? Oh,
Do I
can-
know the owner?
Can you do? Can I
Yeah.
can I really try to just like just nab something, just practice?
No.
It's not that I need the practice. I just want to just refine my skills and make sure I'm still fluidly being able to.
Stealing?
Well, it's really just
That's not how
it's
we
not stealing. It's
roll.
just like long-term borrowing.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
But if we want to be a team,
I think robots like you, you don't understand. Your heart is too cold. You're empty. And just like taps your knee and your thigh, and you do hear that kind of reverb.
That's fine. I forgot my heart was in my leg.
Sure, I just don't want to keep reaching up. That's all. You know, I'll pull my shoulder. Just leave it. But can I just steal something, Rayloff?
No.
Just one thing.
No.
This is no fucking fun.
Good.
I'm gonna
Also-
wait outside.
You do it.
I'll let.
Yeah, I
So
will.
open the door and let Terra go in first. And as she does go in, I'll sort of
As
lean down to
nice
Red,
and
whisper
proper
to
as
her.
possible.
Why don't you try practicing on Terra? And I'm gonna go in after that.
You just see her like.
Have I heard this with me being right next to the door still?
Well, you would have gone in.
And going in.
It's as you've gone past and gone into the shop.
Okay, but I'm not deaf. That's the answer.
Did you hear that? No, you didn't. You're inside, yeah, but I'm not deaf. Oh god. Roll a perception check with disadvantage for me, Tara.
Do I need to roll anything or?
I'll just go off 12 as a pass.
7 perception, 11.
Just barely under. You just miss the muffles as you do hear when
Do I
you.
know someone was set? Just don't know
Yeah.
what, so.
Yeah, you hear a brief mumble, but the immediate thing you hear is a very cute golden little ornate bell above the door. And as you open, ding-a-ling-ling-ling, and you instantly hear a voice from the back. Oh, ring-a-ding-ding goes the bell! And you see walking through a very portly, I say portly, he's kind of slimline, but he's got the you know, I'm carrying triplets belly, but very, very ornate and very like good dress sense. You see this very pale Durgar walk out with burning ember eyes, dark like ashy skin, but wearing a gorgeous like red and green waistcoat with a very fresh, beautifully clean and beautifully treated linen shirt. You see he's got like a small little chain going from one pocket to the other. And he just comes out almost like with his thumbs in his little pockets to the side. Well, there goes the bell. And what can I do you for?
Your shop was very intriguing, and we've come to have a look.
Welcome to Tack Shack.
What's your name?
Shut up, Theron. My name is Barney Bramble. Absolute pleasure to meet you.
Fantastic. Barney. My name's Tara.
Nice to meet you, make your acquaintance. Who's your friend at the door?
They just seem like they're
I
just
would have
talking
walked
about
in at this point,
somebody.
I imagine.
Oh, you big old lump of stuff. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing alright.
Come on, put it there, big man. And he, like the Durgar just swings his arm forward, catching it in your hand. Your hand easily swallows up his smaller hand.
Yeah.
Gives it a firm shake. And then he pulls away. Still just as strong as when you were younger days. Anyway,
Yeah.
have a gander. Look whatever tickles fancy. And I'll be right here if you have any questions.
Lovely. I'm going to look for anything that comes to mind like, wow, that looks amazing. But I'm actually going to pick something out for Red. I don't know what she would like, but something red.
Something
maybe
for
a
free.
ring.
Something for free.
That won't like alter some random stuff like stop time or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that would be off the Eros book.
Alright. Roll a perception check for me.
14, perception, full 18.
18. Okay. You notice a lot of glassware, full of different liquids, different colours, viscosities, all very neatly laid out in a certain pattern. You
Like big to
notice,
small, or
yeah,
quantity?
pretty much big to small, but then also like colours matching others, and then other colours next to them. They might not necessarily be the same size or strand of potion, but the colour is pretty and it complements the original colour next to it, and it just makes a beautiful array of blues, reds, greens, yellows,
scale.
silvers, very much, and it's a very beautiful display right in front of you for
Yeah.
the glassware. You look off to the right in the back of the store, and you see a few blades. You see a couple bows. You do see 3 very unique looking wands towards the back. The immediate shelves toward just behind Barney are full of little trinkets and baubles. You see almost like little wooden
Disconnect.
oh okay.
And again,
Alright, so technical issue again. Please give us a second. Sorry for the technical issues. Fuck Theron, we don't like him. Anyway, Tara, after viewing the glassware, you look behind Barney, and there are some trinkets almost like wooden, carved dogs, little wooden dogs. You see a couple of ornate little wooden rocking horses. You see a few different vials that are laid out along the shelf below them, and then below you have a very I'd say slim selection of rings, all set in different coloured cases.
okay. The rings fascinate me, as well as the stuff that's behind him. But I'll look at the rings probably first.
Okay.
I'll rail off and
Yeah. You see about 5.
Okay.
From this distance, you can't really see what they look like, as they're all behind Barney, and he's fairly flamboyant, but also, kind of his body's bobbing in the way. But you see there's about a selection of 5 different rings in individual cases behind him. Rail off.
Rail off and do some
Yeah.
bits.
Rail off as Tara goes and looks. You just see Barney with his thumbs in his pockets, you always remember him from when you were younger. So, what's brought you back here then, son?
Well, it's just more of a quick stop rather than anything, just to pick up some things.
Well, that is no problem. I mean, a quick stop, a long stop, a little bit of a layover, a little bit of a sleepover. It's whatever you really want, as long as you ring-ding-a-ding that bell. Barney's an happy bunny. So, is there anything you'd like? Anything that tickles fancy behind me? I mean, your friend is having a nice little smooch over there. So, is there anything that you'd actually like?
Well, it's not for me, but Pop-Pop's run out of the old weed again.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Well, how much coin have you got to spend?
Can I see those rings?
What rings?
The,
All these little black.
that's
Of course, you can have a gander. There you go.
Thank you.
And he just
Oh,
like
yeah.
grabs like the shelf and just takes it off and just puts it down on the desk in front of him.
I'll have a bit more of a look at it. Well,
So, little man, not so little now, but how much coin do you want to spend on old Pop's habit?
We'll start off with 5 silver, shall we?
Oh, well, that's more than enough. I got some new stock into back. Let me just go get it. We've got a nice fresh case of mossweed just for your Pop. I'll be back in a tick. And you see him very jauntily in his waistcoat and shirt. He is the happiest Durgar you've never seen before. And he just very jovially, just like with a spring in his step, walks round through to the back room.
He must have a very expensive bathtub.
Oh yeah. On to shower time.
While he's gone there, then can I have a look? Was it blades, did you say?
Mhm.
Or am I? Yeah. Can I have a look at some of them?
Sure. I will say, just before you make your way over there, do me a favour, look in your inventory and just pick a random item.
Apparently winged boots is what I went with.
Okay, winged boots. Can you please remove them from your inventory for me?
I mean, I would have them equipped.
Okay, it'll be in your inventory then, not worn.
Okay. Son of a bitch. Well, apparently it was the unknown metallic potion.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll go the unknown metallic potion. Please remove that from your inventory for me, please.
Son of a bitch.
But
Awesome.
you do go over to the blades.
I'm assuming I would have. Well, is that because I noticed it's missing while I'm checking for my coins?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'll just sort of go. Sort of.
You hear a slight huff from Rayloft Terror just before he closes his bag up and goes towards the blades. Rayloft, you see a handful of just dull blades. They're good for like field soldiers and foot soldiers, but nothing of quality that you can tell. You do see one very rusted blade, like almost pretty much just near like just a sharp orange of a straight curved blade, but you notice the handle with a sort of like red leather wrap around it. I'd say it's almost like a sort of like it's like a kensei sword that curves up. It's a large two-handed sword, but the blade itself completely rusted and dull, but for some reason the handle with a leather wrap on is completely pristine, untouched by dust, untouched by any movement whatsoever.
imagine Theron in this shop.
I'll just sort of keep having a stare at it then while I'm.
So anyway,
Oh.
guys,
I will say at this point, Theron, if you did want to catch up with them,
no, I'm with Pop, so I was going to go with him, wasn't I? So
oh yeah, it's a parchment shack.
yeah.
All right, so we'll catch up with you in a minute then. Tara.
I want to look at these 5 rings. One thinking, obviously I love jewelry anyways, but more of I want to get red something.
You notice every single one of these 5 seem to be just either silver or golden bands.
Okay. I'll look at some of the silver ones, I think.
Okay. There's two silver rings. One is fairly bland and boring,
Okay.
and the other still bland and boring, but you notice just as some of the sunlight catches on the inside of the ring, you see just a script of text in a language that I don't think you know. What language do you speak?
I do speak now a few languages. Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Druidic, Elvish, Giant, Sign, Thieves' Cant.
Okay.
Get me literate. Fucking hell.
So
Because she's a robot.
you do read,
Exactly.
you can make out the inscription on the inside,
Amazing.
and it is in Thieves' Cant.
Amazing.
You're
um,
what, sorry?
It's Thieves' Cant. I
Thieves
told
can't
you.
what?
Thieves cunt.
And the small little abbreviation is reads in the sort of very spotty, more hieroglyphic code language of Thieves' Cant.
Yeah.
It just reads on the inside from one end to the other and wraps around, and it says, "For those who wish to disappear."
Okay. I'll like the look of that ring. For me. What? Anything?
Oh, I want to get something for red. Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
oh,
She ate dinner in Invisible.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep that aside. Do any of the gold ones look maybe pique your interest?
You notice like one of the gold ones seems to have a small little gem encrusted on the top, just minuscule, like no bigger than like the very tip of your nail. But it's set in there, but it's set almost like on the inside, just like that. Like set inside what looks like a bear's maw of metalwork. Still very small enough that you really need to like look at it and turn it and squint to get the design to understand what it is. But it does look like a small red jewel inside a bear's maw.
Okay. Looks pretty cool. I'm gonna wait for him to come back.
Okay.
And then I'll ask him maybe a bit about that particular one.
Alright.
But I quite like that silver.
Yeah. Okay, well, just in time as you hear the footsteps just and you see Barney just come in suave and you just see like with a small hand keg and he just comes back through the door and almost like peeks around. Hello.
Hello.
Timmy.
Yeah.
are you local?
Well, I'm back again, and little man, we got a good old case of fresh mossweed just for Pop. Right there. Now, have any of you seen anything you fancy?
I'll put these two rings up. These.
Well, those are absolutely a fine choice, if I do say so myself. How much coin would you say you're looking to spend roughly?
I'm assuming you're very good friends with my good friend Rayloff. And as a new person to your shop, is there any possible discount?
Well, as a new patron to Tax Shack, well, there's plenty of opportunities that you could always follow through on. My opportunity is allowing you to tell me just what you're looking to spend roughly, and then I can maybe just advise you or help you to just guide you a little bit to the right item.
Okay. Let's go with the silver one.
Okay.
I think it looks good. If I said 20 silver, it does look quite bland, and there's some scratches on the inside. And that's meant to be the smooth part, isn't it?
Oh, hold on. You're telling me there are scratches on that ring?
No, I mean,
So if I
maybe
pick it up
something
and look
iconic.
closer up to my really good eye, you're gonna tell me I see some scratches.
or something. There's something there. It might
And
not
he just
strap-
leans over and
doesn't
grabs
look
it.
dull. Yeah, of course, I'll happily give it to him.
You tell me this looks dull?
No, very shiny. Just, it just looked like some scratches on the inside.
Well, to me it looks like absolute perfection, that does.
It
But
probably does.
I-
You have a keen eye, I don't. You see.
how much were you saying you're looking to spend on this one item?
I was gonna say 20 silver if it needs up or down.
Well, I mean, I think you're spending just a little bit higher, but, you know, if you want to part with 20 silver for the little thing, then yeah, sure, go ahead.
And for the gold one,
Is that all banged up too?
no, it looks pretty nice.
Oh, well-
Do for 30 silver maybe.
Yeah, go on then.
Okay.
30 silver for that one, 20 for t'other. Bob's your uncle.
Yeah.
A ring-a-ding-ding.
Ring-a-ding-ding now. You know the ones in the back.
You just did that. You just did that.
I just
Ring
did that,
it.
I know.
The one that looks like a bit like a dog statue, and the ones towards the back. I
Alright.
can just see. Do you mind bringing them to the front as well?
Do you want just at dog or ones as well?
The ones as well, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, just be back in a tick.
That's fine.
And he just wanders
Ring a
over.
ding ding.
You can tell he walks almost as if he's gonna like start off like a little jazz dance, like you know, just clicking every now and then. And he does return with 3 wands. They look cool. There's one that is like an oak wooden one that is just a complete like spiral and twist, almost like a twisted tree branch. You see another is a very firm, very sturdy, like gold-plated, almost like geometric shaped handle, and all along to the pointed tip, the tip so sharp that you could probably stab someone with it anyway,
Nice.
is all gold. And you notice these weird markings carved all the way through, and just rotating round as well as across and back.
As the things that I've seen Theron like basically masturbate against, does it look like Theron would probably
Come in his pants.
about this kind of wand?
Yeah, probably.
Sound. I'll keep that in mind. And the third one, sorry.
And the third one is a you notice like it's a wooden stem, but the handle is bright blue and has like 2 white frilly little ribbons across either end
Okay.
of either end of the handle, and then it's just a very straight, very uniform stem that leads off.
Okay. And the dog statue.
He gets it down, and it just kind of like crumples just to the side for a second. You notice there are like moving joints in this carpentry, and
Yeah.
it looks very nice.
So what you're saying is it looks like Terra when she transforms into an animal.
Not as advanced, but imagine like the ragdoll, like the sort of like the very budget version of Terra.
That's
Aye.
cool. That's cool.
So out of all these, this fine selection that I have in front of eyes, what would you like, if any?
Is there a kind of deal for having all of them?
I don't know, which kind of like business you're used to going to, but thing is here, we're not on about all deals and anything that you city folk just keep banging on about. What we do is we give you items what you think is a pretty fair price for said item.
Okay.
We just trade. We don't really always, it's never like cut me deal here, Barn, and oh, Barney, I got you to ale yesterday, and you don't need to worry about that. Just just tell me which item you'd like, and what kind of, coin price you're roughly willing to spend.
Terry, Meta, does he want better supply lines?
That's you.
Companion essentials.
That's your job.
Damn it!
So, how about we do all of this for 100 silver?
I think you're asking just a little steep.
A little steep.
Ah.
As in, you want more? You want less? Because that's a steep. Being a response is quite. You seeing a moment?
You know what? You got me. All of this, 100 silver.
Okay, 100 silver, and we do have a business. It is a bit of a distance away.
Oh
Maybe
no,
we could do some, maybe
don't worry.
We could do some trades.
Barney Bramble only needs to deal with his own ways, not any of your city folk rambling, bambling kind of stuff.
Well, no, you can do it your way. It's more the selling of trade, the buying of trade.
Well, you
maybe
know,
items that we have.
well,
we
you know,
give to
people
you.
in Gold Drone really like trading, so you know what? Go on, sign me up then.
Yeah, perfect, fantastic. Could we get that in writing?
I can't write. But if you
No.
can, then I can do a little squiggle. I've seen all other people do.
We can do that. I'll
Can-
pull up.
Can you first make sure 100 silver's on table?
I'll put 10 gold down.
That's a pretty way 100 silver.
Unless you want the silver, I can.
No, it's okay. I got a few friends in tavern that I want to impress.
Okay. Well, let me take. Well, I'll take one of the golds away, and I'll put 10 silver back down, so he's at least got some silver to put in his. Unless you want the 10.
That's right. Aren't you just the kindest? And he takes the silver as well as the gold
cool.
that he swapped out.
Nice.
Rail off at this point, what are you getting, if anything?
I think the only thing really that I would want, unless I saw a healing potion, what I would assume would be a healing potion, just the sword with the rusted on it, blade on it.
Okay. So you grab the sort of large Kensei sword.
And the weed as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean the moss weed is already on the desk.
Yeah.
But as Tara is kind of like writing out a small contract, you go up to Barney. Oh my, well that is a big blade.
Yeah. How long have you had this for?
Well, funny thing that only got shipped in just over 2 months.
I mean, the handle certainly looks interesting.
Well, I haven't really opened it nor have I used it, so unless I've got just a little bit of a little bit of affliction to dust or moisture, you know what these blades do when they get moist? They don't get pretty.
Yeah. Oh, I'll just put that on the table next to the.
Moss
Was
weed.
it like a barrel?
Yeah, a small little hand keg.
Okay.
So, little man, you obviously know the deal. So, both of these items, how much are you roughly looking to spend?
Well, I only really have 8 silver on me, but I can give you some other things. Let me just have a look through.
What like a potion?
Did I hear Raylos say that he only has 8 silver?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna stay in the room.
How about this, young man? How about both of these items? I'll do you 8 silver. But Barney's been in need.
Can you?
Barney's got needs, and his current needs upstairs, and we've just got a few patches into the roof that are just a little bit too open, and it keeps dripping on me when I'm sleeping. Now,
I bet it is.
if you could ask your grandfather when he's able, just come over. I'll get a kettle on and just see if he can just patch them up for me. You tell him I sent you with a just a nearly quality blade and some of his mossweed, and we'll call it even for just little bits of carpentry.
The word Sammy got me, I'll be honest.
Sure, I'll have a word with him.
Okay, well that is deal. Oh, well, isn't this a lovely day? See, 2 deals, a ding, a ding, ding. Oh, it's absolutely magical. Is there anything you like from Barney Bramble and Hack Shack?
Is there anything that, by staying next to the counter area where he is, anything that's like drawn to part of attention, or?
You notice some small glassware vials with red liquid in that you are very familiar with from before.
Oh, yeah. Can we have a quick look at those while I'm just finishing this off?
Well, it's either blood or health potions.
Which ones would you like to look at? You want the small ones or the big ones?
I'll have a bit of both.
Bit of small, bit of big. Barney can handle that. And he just takes off the small little rack, and you see about 6 smaller vials, and behind those 6 larger vials. Okay, well, you have a little gander. Do you really know what these are?
Well, that's why I was going to ask you, what are these? I think I've seen something like this.
I've got absolutely no clue.
Okay.
But if I was an adventurer, I'd imagine that these kind of viscousy red liquid vials were something to just give me a little bit of tip me up, if you need up off the floor.
Okay. How about... Is this all the stock you have?
Aye.
And there's 6 of both.
Now, are you just trying to test my mental arithmetic?
No. I was just adding in my head. How about if we do 10 silver each for the small ones and 20 silver each for the big ones?
How much does that total?
2, 4, 6.
I'll be 160.
I'm at 180. I can do you 170.
I feel like you're looking to spend a little bit too much. How about this?
Go.
You can have the lot.
Okay.
60 silver.
60 silver.
And I get to take that little one onto its shoulder. And you see Mogwai.
No, I'm sorry. So 170. So he's not for sale, you see.
That's okay. Well, in that case, let's just be even. Let's be men about this. Sorry, let's be men and women about this. Let's all be fair. And the way I see it is, we'll call it. You know what? Your haggling skills have really got Barney fumbled. I'll go with 65 silver for the lot. Final offer.
You got yourself a deal.
Barney Bramble, ding a ding ding, and he just shakes your hand, and he just slides the small
we found these
thingy racket.
tagline.
Right, so
These
it's
6 more 6 large.
yeah. I will tell you. Actually, you will need to identify them, or at least one of each.
Ring a ding ding.
Ring a ding ding. Get out to fucking wait for Barney.
Okay, so the contract, I'll just do over what it says and blah, blah, blah.
Okay, I don't
And,
understand what you said. Have you got that quill?
Yeah. So,
Alright, like,
spin over here.
alright, I just did a scribble, and he just starts like picking his nose with the quill.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? So nose was itchy. There you go.
Lovely. Fine, it's right off.
And you notice all he's done on the little dotted line that you laid out was just a smile, like a smiley face.
Yeah.
And a square.
Okay. I'll, after wiping it on, rail off the end part, I'll put Barney Brown. There you go.
So is everything
Fantastic.
in order?
That's the one. Put it in my pocket.
Great. I think that's everything.
That is absolutely everything.
Did it come with a sheath that you've laid?
Well, you can go have a look onto the wall for thief.
I said sheath.
Sheath. That's spelt with an F. Go on.
Sheath.
Your old man taught you better than that. And he goes over and he just right then. It's a pretty big one. And when I mean a big one, I mean a big old big one. Here you go.
Also hold. I'm assuming I can hold it in one hand, possibly.
You can hold the large handle in the blade one hand. The blade itself is about 5 foot long.
Nice.
And you do like sheath it really high and down. But if you wield it, it has to be 2.
Yeah.
The most comfortable is 2-handed.
It's like I can wield it, but I could definitely not swing it properly.
Yeah.
I could hold it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll sort of put that on along my back somewhere where it'll slide into it anyway.
The best place would probably be way across your back, or for sheathing it to your waist,
Yeah.
or
put it
like
on my
high
waist.
up on your waist, kind of like here, so the handle is kind of like up to here, kind of deal.
Yeah, but so it'd be like that. Wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Actually, it'd be there.
yeah,
See you
So-
walking
I suppose it would be like that, wouldn't it?
yeah,
Really? So I
pretty
could
much.
just go,
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that everything you all came for?
It is.
Yeah.
Ring a ding ding.
Pop will definitely be happy about these.
I'm sure he will.
hold
Well, don't forget to remind him Barney needs his roof fixed.
Yeah, I'll definitely mention it to him.
Okay then, little man. You and you, contract lady,
Yeah.
have a good day.
Ring a ding ding.
Why are you saying that?
As I open the door.
I think that's another happy pair of customers. A ring a ding ding. And he just turns around and starts walking back off to the back room as you leave. And just as you hear, as the door, and as
Is
it
Red
closes,
just standing there?
hey, yeah,
Is Red still standing?
yeah. As the door closes, and just behind, you hear a gentle hum from Barney, and you hear that faint ding 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 ding. That's where we're going to take a quick break and come back.
Thank God.
Yeah, and come back back
Barney
into the
was waiting
episode.
too much.
Yeah, and give you a break from Barney, a break from Tanny, and we'll get back with the whole party after we get back in. So, to everyone watching, we're going to go take a break to have some snackies and to go to the bathroom. So we recommend you do the same if you need to. Yeah, thank you for sticking around. It's a lot of fun, and we will see you in just a short while. Hello and welcome back from the break. As we come back, Terra and Rayloff and Red have just finished their unusual shopping spree within Guldrone. Gerald has kept himself busy making an ice sculpture out of the frozen red dragon, and Theron has had some talks with Drimbar, but also began to make his way to the parchment shack. Now, as we come back, Theron, Drimbar wheels himself through the snow-covered ground. Again, some dirt paths kind of showing through a little bit, but on the sides of the path you see the snow is kind of built up a little bit. Nothing crazy, just 3 or 4 inches off the ground or so. Like, it's deep, but it's not, you know, we're trapped in a fucking blizzard or tundra or can't move.
So, Pop-Pops, do you know the name of the dragon who's iced up?
No!
Huh. What's the story behind it?
Now, do you want to go get some parchment, or do you want me to give you story time?
Only a brief summary. I'm not asking for the world.
Brief summary.
Is he good? Is he bad?
What? The dragon?
I don't fucking know.
What are you asking? What is good or bad?
The dragon.
Are you sure my melon has actually chosen you to spend the rest of his life with?
Apparently so.
Oh,
You can't choose where the heart goes.
I knew this family was doomed. Okay, so... And he just like turns his chair to you in the middle of this path and just faces you. So, the dragon is bad. The dragon just flew over Guldrone and torched the place.
So who saved you? Another dragon?
Weirdly so.
Ah, cool.
We don't know their real name, but we all just decided to call it the Silver Cloud. And when the Silver Cloud came over, it saved us from the very unfriendly Red Dragon.
Yeah.
After
Cool.
the dragon had killed half, maybe 3/4 of all of Guldrone at that time, the Silver Cloud came over and rescued us just to fly away into the distance, and we never saw them again.
Huh. Okay, that's still pretty cool.
Yeah, it was absolutely cool and fantastic watching my friends and family burn and die. And he starts wheeling across the path. You made yourself point. You made your point clear. It's really cool.
No, I meant another dragon. Just
follow
turned
me
up.
for your magical parchment, little girl.
Okay. I'm sorry, Pop-Pops.
And just at that point, you hit, like, as he's still in a huff and wheeling like more frantically, you do just hear him shout over his shoulder, "Apology accepted!" And just wheeling faster. You do make it to the parchment shack. It is a very small, almost like a one-man outpost, little shack with a small doorway that is just closed off with a curtain. A small, as all of these shacks you've noticed are at least raised a little bit on foundations. There's a small little ramp, wooden ramp, that's just going into this little outpost. And
Got some help there, Pop-Pops?
listen, when I need doting on, I will call you and I will send ravens to tell you that Pop has just had a shite and he needs his asshole wiped. Until then, I've done this many times before. Thank you for offering. I don't need help. I'm not a child.
The only problem is it'd take ages for me to get to you.
Well then, I guess we're both waiting for success. And he just wheels up the ramp. And you follow him in, and it's a very small little cozy, again, one-man outpost. It's almost like about half the size of like a standard fire tower, if you've ever seen fire towers out in forests where it's just a scaffolded building
Yeah,
right at the top. There's just a single room, like control room in there. So I'd say with this small little shack, I'd say it's about 7 feet by 4 feet.
Oh, jeez.
So it's fairly cramped. But you see Pop does go to like under the only desk in there and begins to rummage through a different like cases and boxes of different parchment. You can see like sort of more like tan sheets. You can see clear, almost transparent sheets of parchment, and you also see ones with like small arcane runes around the border. And I think we are frozen on Theron's end.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
thinking
Yeah,
really
he's
hard.
thinking really hard. Alright. I'll say just give us 1 second for the technical issue, and we'll be back, and hopefully be sorted with. We'll say fuck Theron, we all hate him, and then we'll get on with it. Alright, just give us 2 seconds, sorry. Alright, sorry for the technical issue again. Fuck Theron. We don't like him. Okay, so Theron, as you see Pop rummaging through different cases and boxes of parchment, you see various different styles. You see a more brown, like tanned parchment, a little bit thicker. You see stark white, almost transparent looking parchment. And then you also see flutters of parchment that look like they have small, like little runes and symbols around the border. Very thin and very light.
Out of interest, seeing as I've got passive investigation of like 23, is it? I'm just wondering, what do I see?
Wouldn't that be perception?
Hold on, allow me to describe this woodwork in excruciating detail.
You see...
Well, my
Wow.
perception is 22,
Yeah.
and my investigation passive is 23.
Okay. You see a small one-man outpost with one single desk in there, with multiple cases underneath the desk.
I mean parchment-wise and ink-wise.
Okay. You see different sets of parchment. You see a brown, more stained parchment that is thicker. You see a stark white parchment that is very thin and almost transparent. And you also see parchment that is lined with like almost arcane runes and symbols at the borders. Very subtle.
Yeah, I'll
but
go to
still
that
there.
one.
Yeah. Are you reaching for it, or are you just waiting for Pop?
Well, I'll do a quick arcane check, if that's okay. I don't want no surprises with this arcane page.
Mm-hmm.
It's Theron after all.
Yeah, fuck
Oh,
Theron.
Oh shit, no. 2 plus 8.
There's still 10. How are you using your arcane to investigate this parchment?
Just to see if there's... I don't know. Is it dangerous to me?
No. It's parchment.
I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up.
Paper
As-
cuts. Be careful, magical paper cuts
Yeah,
don't heal, mate.
Yeah. Just as you go
I'll
to
never heal.
you go to reach down while Pop is fluttering through, you just get a very quick slap on the hand. Hey! Can you just wait 1 second while I get this stack out?
I don't want to know about your stat.
Well, that's too bad. And he just pulls out a large stack of paper and slam it down on the desk. And you see roughly about 40 pages worth of parchment that is lined with these runes.
Oh, okay. I'll, how much is that, Pops?
Well, do I give you the annoying customer discount, or do I give you the future son/daughter-in-law discount?
It's entirely up to you, Pops. I don't mind.
Well, let's go in the middle. So, family discount. Usually take off 20% or so. Annoying customer discount, I usually add about 50. So, how about we say,
How much for Melon's leather?
let's say about 80 silver.
Okay, I'm down with that. Do you have any magical ink?
Are you going to let me look properly before snatching?
Okay.
Okay. And he goes down and he begins fumbling through, and you hear empty glass vials or empty glassware hitting like full glassware. You know, that's sort of like ting on one and then a dull ding on the other. And you begin hearing little rattles before he just pull up a small case and he opens the lid. Okay, some of these are used. That's new. Untouched. And shite, that's broken and that's leaked everywhere. Oh, it's gonna take me a week to clean that.
Oh no, watch this. Pressure digitate.
And all of the dried up and still and partially wet ink on the bottom of this gorgeous carry crate is completely sucked up and disappeared. Oh, okay. Well, welcome to the family, son. Daughter.
You know what I mean?
Oh, you are one special little girl. As he puts the case back. So, I've got three
Thank you.
inkwells.
Do I sense any arcaneness?
Looks like black ink.
I mean, you can't really sense an arcane nature from arcane ink, like arcane parchment. It's just you know the type of parchment, you know the type of ink.
Okay.
It's not like you somehow delve into the mind of the ink and the parchment, thinking, "Are you magical?" In a sense, you just know what parchment you need. Yeah, and what?
I never thought. I actually used to live on the ink.
No, and what ink you need to. The thing is, none of this is necessarily magical or arcane in nature. It's only magical when you write out spells onto those pieces of parchment with that certain ink.
Okay, so is it that certain ink?
Yes, it is.
Then how much is that, Pops?
You know, well, since you just saved me a week of my time, let's just, forget about those.
Okay, that's fine with me. And I'll give him 2 gold.
That's a little bit more than we had discussed.
Yeah, but we're practically family now. What's yours is mine, ish.
Well, one day I'll watch you take my melon hand in hand and kiss in front of all the family. So, fine.
Possibly.
Are you planning on running away for my melon? Is that what you're saying? Possibly.
No, nobody knows what the future holds, and I don't know what's going to happen once we get to Girov. That's where it's getting.
Are you telling me that you just want a little bit of strange away from my melon?
No, that isn't what I was saying at all.
Why aren't you sure that you want to be with my melon?
Because I don't know if I'm going to die when I get to Girov.
We could have a ceremony before you leave.
Well, I'd prefer after. If there's a
But
big
somebody's
treat,
worried they're going to die.
Okay, I'll shut up and get on with it.
Okay. Ceremony after then. Part of the celebration.
Exactly.
Okay. Right. Well, enjoy all of your arcaneness.
Why, thank you.
I'm going to go have a nap. And he just rolls down the little ramp and keeps going on the dirt path, leaving you to close up.
So, what do you get? 40 pages?
You got about 40 pages worth, 40 pages.
One inkwell.
You got 3 inkwells.
Ooh.
And I'd say through those 40 pages, I'd say you probably get about 20 pages per inkwell.
Yeah.
But after that, do you intend to go and buy anything or any shopping done, or are you just looking to catch up with the rest of the party?
Well, I need to get stock for Yocha.
Okay, I'll say.
Basically, whatever stock that I've deemed, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Okay. How many days are you looking to buy for? Is the only question I really need an answer to.
How much space is on the ship? Supplies.
Depending on how many days you want to buy for, I'll let you know.
I'd probably try buy for a month's worth.
Okay.
Maybe a month's worth of not good stuff. Maybe 2 weeks of good stuff if there's any good stuff.
Sure. I'll say then, through the general market, or the small little like bits and bobs that you can pick up, as well as going into the tack shack and ordering a few large barrels to put your produce in, and get some of the stall workers who are selling some produce, fruit, veg, and some meats and rations, and then different oddities that might be worth having on the ship as far as like an inventory goes. I'll say for a month's worth, including the labor to get all of that over to your ship. Let's just call it for a month. I'd say 12 gold. And that'll cover the Pladrine, all of you guys, and a little bit for added extra for an entire month.
Oh, fuck's sake! I want this gold back. Alright. Yeah, it sounds fair. Yeah.
Okay.
12 and what was it?
12 gold.
So 14. Okie dokie.
Okay. So, is there anything else you'd like to buy, or is that it? Just get your supply sorted and then head to the party.
Where do I get coats and that from? Like more
Where do you got coats?
warmers? I don't know that though.
Yeah. We're all coming out of the shop though.
I'll say.
But I want something stylish.
I'll say. You would best. It'd best be going to like a tanner, which is in the hide shack. But just as you find the very odd boarded up building, a small little decrepit shack, just as you are like, you know, your tunnel vision, you found it, you're going straight for the door, crunching through the snow, and just as you get about 7 feet away, you just feel your body bump into something, and you hear a
Come on, just watch where you're going. Fuck.
Oh. Hey, Red.
Yeah, shut up.
Have you bought anything yet? Any cool people that you've met? Any weird people that you've met?
Yes, and yes.
Yeah, it sounds about right for this place.
And she turns her head, and rearing up behind her are Rayloff and Terra. Terra carrying a bundle of coats. And
I will scoop up some snow, make it into a ball, and chuck it at Red in the back of her head.
Okay, roll a ranged attack for me with advantage.
We all know I'm going to hit though.
Because he's so close.
Will he know?
Or
You're that ones.
will he? Is he within 5 foot of Rayloff?
Oh.
Is she within 5
oh,
foot?
she-
It's not magical though.
Yeah,
Any
doesn't
ranged
matter.
attack?
Rayloff's.
Yeah, okay, go on.
Okay.
Yeah, go on, roll it.
16 plus 8, because it's ranged.
Okay, that hits.
Well, definitely hits.
Yeah, okay. You look, you see Red, and just as she's getting up, going, "You son of a dick," and she gets up and looks over to you, Terra, and just as Red opens her mouth,
Terra, he pushed me down.
and you see the snowball just straight towards the back of her head, and just barely grazing her hair, it just and it just shoots away from her before touching.
Like a delay.
Yeah, and Rayloff, you take that snowball straight to the neck and down into your garbs and just over your collarbones and just down the front of your chest, and you get a straight shiver.
Oh, hey, Rayloff. Thanks for that. Fuck's sake. Oh, by the way, you need to have a word with Pop-Pops. He's on about, like, bringing the skirmisher people with us to Girolf. Apparently he had something to do with being there years ago, killing off people, something about my dad being evil, and the pirate guy apparently being good, which I can't see, but hey.
What?
Come on, I'll explain it while we work. Oh, where's Gerald?
He just disappeared as we went to the shop. I don't know where he's gone. How long do you reckon we've been during this day of shopping?
I'd say probably about 3.5 hours or so by now, just through everyone, all four of you now with Red finding yourselves. Probably a good, 3 hours or so.
You did say you needed to do some errands. Not your kind of errands. Pointing at
It's alright. Terra, grab my back. Push me where we're going. I'm just gonna walk out a bit.
I think Rayloff's probably best. I've got a hold of this.
Well, whoever.
And
Or no one.
just at that point, as Theon like reaches out for his shoulder and just barely catches onto Rayloff, you see his eyes just glaze over white, and his head lean up, and you are very quickly in the gaze or in the mind of the snowy owl as you
No, I'll just think you about, see if I can see.
Gerald.
Stuff.
All right.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
Oh, I haven't even got the owl up.
You don't need the stats.
Okay.
Very easily, you see webs almost coated across a good portion of the frozen dragon eye, or the frozen tomb of the dragon in the center of the village. There's some webs cast across it, and you see the small little Kenku darting up to the top of the face, down to the bottom of the chest, more back end of the body, and on top of it, and is just sprawling all across, just clawing at it or chiseling it away.
From a distance, do I see said spectacles?
You see, not only do you see said spectacles, you see a very detailed little chicken beak that the spectacles are resting on, but this big Monopoly Man mustache coming from the beak as well.
Even in warg mode, you just see Theron giggle, just like. and then I just unwarg.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I found him. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
We'll go with the bad news first, and then the good news helps us out.
Bad news, he's chipping away the ice on the dragon. Good news, he's a motherfucking artist.
Okay.
Excuse me a moment. I'm going to have to go have a word with Gerald, and I'm going to head towards the dragon.
Okay.
We're going that way.
Whoa.
I'm already gone. I've already started. At this point,
Well-
you have just been dropped.
Well, he's off on your judgment until you see the art.
So Relov, you start power walking through to the dragon. Theron and Terry, you follow?
Yeah, Theron, do you need anything going back to the ship? I'm going to give these to the pontoons.
Well, I was going to go get some winter warmers, so I didn't know if you got me any.
Yeah, I'll take a hat, trousers, and like a top, whatever it was.
Yeah, big, thick coat.
Theron's just looking at him like, they're not very stylish.
It's for your warmth.
Okay.
It'll do.
It's big fucking warmth.
I'll.
I just want to see what this does. I might change the colour and shit of it.
That's fine. We'll go to the ship and we'll meet you back down if you fancy it.
Yes. So
Cool.
what other places are there around here?
There was a trick. Oh, actually, speaking of... Rev, hold this.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Ah!
I'll pull out the ones that I thought Theron would jizz over.
Mm-hmm.
I found this, and I thought you were... Well, I thought you might like it.
I like the geometric pattern on it.
Yeah. And I saw the... And I'll roll it over to the other side where I'm assuming arcane letters or something I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me
I'll pass it over
think
to
about what.
Mm-hmm.
I speak common, deep speech, primordial, sylvan. That's it.
Is there any languages that we might know, or does it look more
Which one?
arcane kind of? The golden one with the what I thought Theron would like the most.
It's no language.
Okay, I just feel like Theron would. probably
Theron, you instantly recognise some of these runes, but just not all of them jumbled together. They seem almost oddly packed over one
Placed.
another, trying to replace one another while creating new runes out of those, yet depleting the two runes that were merged together in the cross pattern. It's weird.
I saw this
Oh.
and nicely thought of you. Try do the same.
Thank you very much, Terry.
No worries.
This is oddly and amazingly interesting, actually.
That's why I thought you'd like it.
I'll remember this. Don't worry.
Thanks. Anyways, we'll meet you back at the Dragon. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long.
Is there any other shops around here?
If you anything caught your fancy, I'd probably just go back to the tack shack. You have a lot of stuff.
I mean, I can have a quick look and come back.
Yeah. Rayloff kind of knew the two people that we went to in the two shops. Just the first one was a bit of a creep, so well, luckily we got the clothes. That's why I wasn't fussed about colours or design.
Like me, creep, or even worse?
Even worse.
Nah, I'm alright. Let's go back to the ship.
Well, if you want to go to Rayloff, and then you can tell us what happens.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. But definitely tell me about that wand.
To be fair, I could come back to the ship and just warg and watch it. I'll be honest, I don't need to be there.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Just guide me along the way.
Yeah. That's fine. I'll take the clothes back off.
Oh, by the gods.
And Theron can follow you. I'll grab Theron's arm, put it on Red's shoulder.
Okay.
Okay. So you're gonna guide him?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Don't pickpocket me, the bitch! For fuck's sake! Damn it!
When Theron is deaf and blind, I'm going to pull out this golden ring, and I'm going to. Red?
Yeah.
I found you this, and I'll show the ring.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just.
What is it? As you just see her hand reeling back from Theron's side.
Yeah.
Theron, can you please pick a random item out of your inventory for me?
There will be consequences.
I have no idea. It's a golden ring and a gem and a bear.
Oh, okay.
Thought you might like it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really pretty.
You see, I saw the red gem and thought me and a red.
Yeah, you're funny.
Glowing jar of peppers.
Okay, remove those from your inventory, please. As Red, she just kind of like looks at you and then like just goes, thank you. And she just hugs like very gently.
Okay, let's go.
Hey Tara,
Yeah. Yep.
can you select a random item in your inventory for me, please?
Can. Inventory. Backpack. Okay. So the only thing in my backpack is the Doom Whisper. Everything is in the bag of holding.
Okay.
So it's quite a large.
Yeah, I'll say in that event then, just after that hug, you feel like a weird like catch and tug forward, and you see Red like as you turn around, you see Red just trying to like. What the fuck is this? Hey.
Are you?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, you are.
I wasn't. Okay, come on,
Yes.
Theron. And she like grabs your hand again, Theron. You feel that like slight tug. What?
You were trying to steal from me and realised I had something.
What? I know you have things.
Yeah. And you were trying to
I.
look for those things.
You said I couldn't steal from other people.
Yeah.
I just wanted to refine my skills. If I did take anything from anybody else,
Yeah.
I would give it back.
Okay. When's this?
When's what?
When you go,
When are you going to give it me back? Give people back?
I haven't stolen from anyone else.
I'm going to incite this.
Okay.
Seeing that she's already done it, I'm gonna.
Oh, that's a high roll though.
Come on, Jack.
It's probably too much. I got a 10. Insight is 14.
Yeah, she rolled an actual 19 plus 1.
Yeah.
She's being honest. This is the first little medal she's tried.
Well,
Maybe with
Don't.
the intent that she'd want to do it to others, but she's sincere when she says she would give them the items back if she did.
well, I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
Our group don't steal.
Okay. All right. Fine. I'll just.
Anyone that we're friends with either, as well.
Yeah. Okay. I won't steal. Fine. Can we just go? Where are we going?
Shit.
Okay.
You promise me?
I mean, promise is a really big word.
Yeah, I mean it. I want you to promise me on your life.
Fine. I promise that I won't steal from you or your friends or friends of any
with
of
meaning.
ours.
And I want you to look directly in my eyes. Or Mogwai's never sleeping with you again.
I promise that I will never steal from you, your friends, or any of your friends of you.
Okay.
Bullshit.
Now can we go?
Yeah.
Thank you. And she tugs Theron.
I'll push it.
Yeah.
Holding it, all the clothing.
Yeah. She's got it in enough that it's still poking out a little bit, but you just need to pat it down.
Yeah.
As you continue further to the shoreline, but just as you begin to curve onto that like rocky shoreline, you see Red just like very haphazardly like walk behind a very small like elderly dwarvish woman who's like got a small limp and a cane.
Okay.
He's just walking in front, and she just leans round and just like taps her on the shoulder, and she just like you see her head moving as she quickly whispers something to her, and you see the dwarvish lady, the very old, like her jowls are hanging down here like droopy dog, and she's very old, and she just smiles and then continues walking, and Red just nonchalantly quickly puts Theron's hand on her shoulder, and Red begins to walk towards the ship.
And I see this.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Plain as day. There's no subtlety about it.
What are you doing?
Just having some fun. Imagine where he could end up. Imagine.
That's true, but that's horrible to the
No,
young lady.
no. She's not young anyway, she's nearly dead.
That's not nice.
It's true.
We need to be remembered for the good things, not the bad ones.
This isn't a bad one, it's just a joke. Come on.
Like you don't think that's funny? As she just points over, and about like 10 feet away now, still very slowly creeping away from you, is the old dwarven lady with Theron just walked out, just very slowly following along further back into town.
I guess it's funny.
Yeah?
If anything happens, it's on you.
Yeah, okay, whatever. It's fine.
Okay.
Let's go to the ship.
Let's go to the
I'm
ship.
hungry.
Mhm.
And both Red and Tara
I'll
make
try
your
and
way
find
onto
anyone
the ship.
to, start giving
The
out.
Pladrine is still on board, and you find them in the crew quarters very quickly, and you pass out coats and everything.
And Bob, this one specifically, the captain has asked you to have. I'm sorry about the call, it's pretty trash, but
just see Bob, like, a smug smirk gets on his face as he looks at the others.
I'll give
And as he leans down, the little fez, like tether just hangs down a little bit.
Yeah.
Before he stands up, and it just.
And I'll give him all a handshake before I leave, or
And they all
before I
shake.
leave away from
Yeah.
him. I'll get 2 because there's only 5 of them. Am I right by saying Bob's?
Yes, there is only 5.
Yeah.
I'll
Bob
give
and
him 2
the
silver
fellas.
each,
Okay.
just in case. Do you want to spend some money? Drinks. We might be away for a bit, so emergency fund. I'll give Bob a gold coin as well, just in case we're a little longer than.
And immediately, like, his hand with the 2 silver in just turns to everyone else and just beckons with the fingers, and all of them very just happily and just quickly just give them their 2 silver to put in his hand.
Yeah. That's it.
And you see him just open like a small little box and just put all of the coins in, seal it shut.
No worries.
But
Let me just remove this.
are you staying on the ship now until people arrive back, or?
Probably for. Oh, well, can we see the dragon from where the ship is, or is this too far?
When you were riding the waves and you just caught like a higher wave, you were able to see it just over the precipice. You can still catch glimpses of it through the trees, but it's hard to make out any details through the tree line.
That's fine. There's probably a more likely chance that we will go past it
Yeah.
at one stage. So
Yeah.
we'll wait at the ship.
Okay.
And
Alright. So, with Terra and Red both back at the ship, Theron is. You're still walked out, Theron, right now?
Yeah, I'm sending the owl to like the location of where I want to get a really good bird's eye view of
Okay.
what's going on.
Okay. So you're still walking out, and you're still walking. That's all I get.
Ring-a-ding-ding!
Ring-a-ding-ding. As you begin to still coast and just around, and you do find a nice perch on top of one of the taller trees, and you're just looking down towards the ice-covered dragon. Just at this point, as Gerald is still hard at work, Gerald.
Theron chuckles again as he passes it.
So he will be hearing. I'll have activated Unearthly Chorus to give myself some music as he's doing it, and it's just going to be going at it, going. That's the sound of the bird working on the dragon. Yeah, that's the sound of the bird working on the dragon.
And
And
this
he's just going.
constant
Would I
rhythm.
be there at this point?
Yeah, you get there just like.
Can I fly out with the boots?
Sure.
Because I have a tune to 'em.
Yeah.
While he's just
As
doing
you
this, I'm
click your
assuming he's
heels
distracted.
together and you just almost like Iron Man float up to the
Yeah, Dorothy.
to the top.
I'm just gonna,
Click your heels
lean
together.
in just behind him and just go, Gerald.
It says it. What the fuck?
As he moves, I'm just gonna hold his shoulder.
Oh my. What
What
the
are you
fuck?
doing?
Well, we said we weren't gonna wake it, so.
You want
I
me
mean,
to throw
come
you
on,
back
man.
down to the floor?
Gerald just moves his arms onto the dragon's arm. You wouldn't do that.
He's just gonna start feeling my hand just moving towards his neck.
Now, okay, before we make any rash decisions here, Olaf, let me just ask one question. Can you catch me? And he's gonna fucking run.
He's got a
Okay.
hold of you.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try and escape out of it. And just
Okay.
Move as
Okay.
fast
Alright,
as
so
possible.
can you Can you roll your Gerald roll acrobatics and Rayloff roll
I'm doing
athletics for me?
athletics.
Yeah.
What did you get?
24.
29.
Wow.
I rolled a
Jesus.
natural 20.
Wow.
You
Fuck
bastard.
me. Gerald, you, just like normal, you're about to slip away, and you think confident you've got this. Big guy, small, nimble, slow, and you just fucking go to leap, and with the distraction of the claws in his face for a second, before you realise you haven't moved, but you just like secured yourself in a good little hole just at the base of your neck, as Rayloff is just unmoving.
Okay, maybe you could catch me.
Move him away from the dragon.
Meta question: can the wing boots hold him and Gerald?
I assume they'd be standing on the dragon at this point, but if you are still floating, Rayloff, then
I'll assume that I probably would have stood on the dragon at this point.
okay, that's fine. I don't mind.
Yep.
Just move him away to
Yeah.
the side. Are you gonna come down willingly, or am I going to drop you?
Oh, seriously? What's the harm here?
3, 2.
Good for it. Fine, don't drop me, don't drop me. Fine.
I'm just gonna put him back. Just gonna move him back and just sort of put him down and just sort of floating.
Gerald will put away the dagger that he's been using to carve away.
Begrudgingly.
Oh,
Mhm.
I will take a second, just to look at what he's done though.
It's incredible. Like it's a caricature but realistic version of a chicken or chicken's head and face with some really good rounded spectacles and a big Monopoly Man mustache. Some of the body of the ice has been turned into a very sleek rounded body, that of a chicken. Not really gotten to the feet part though, but the basics of the body are pretty much laid out for anyone to pick up as and when. The face is all done.
Surely
giggles
there are
again.
better things to put your time and effort to, Gerald. As good as it looks, surely there is something better.
and I was going to walk around shopping, bored out of my mind. Or I could have been doing this.
Do I need to throw you off again?
No. No?
Right, so we'll go back down then, won't we?
Fine, fine.
Good.
Gerald will make his way down.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
the
was
dragon.
like in a bit of a tantrum, just.
He's going to slide down part of the body.
Yeah.
He's going to just grab its claw to see if he could just add a scratch of the outline a bit more.
Okay. As you slide down, and all you hear is a. It'll just scrape across the ice, just as you finish, and you land on the ground. Rail off just under you. You see just from where Gerald drew that small line with his claw, you hear as larger cracks begin to and just begin to spiderweb and spiral off of that last little cut that Gerald made, and it just spiderwebs almost like you hit a windshield, just almost instantly,
And as that's
just on
happening,
that small side of the rear right foot.
as that's happening, Theron just whispers out, "The dragon's cracking, guys."
No one's there.
I know, yeah. Fine.
It doesn't break or shatter, but that spider web and that heavy ice just splintering like that.
DM leaving storylines open.
Gerald,
There is definitely that pause where it's like, shit. He's gonna wait till it's stopped.
yeah, and you do see like the odd.
At this point, I probably would have floated down.
Yeah.
Well, I would have
All
floated
down.
down. Gerald.
Not this. We don't talk about this. Like,
Words cannot describe
I mean,
how much I hate you right now.
is it possible I could sort of seduce this one as well? Fine. I won't work on the dragon.
Now, shall we leave before you make it worse?
An excellent suggestion. Why didn't you come and get me sooner? My God, Rayloff, you're such a
I'm going to start charging at him.
Right out's gonna run.
Okay, alright.
It's
So both of you begin.
You're just gonna hear me just breathe in. Just charge at you.
And both of you begin chasing one another, full Tom and Jerry around the village, all the way up until you get Gerald. Right at that point, you come up to the shoreline. You think, fuck, into the village. No, he's got me. Into the water. No, not swimming. Ship, and you just bolt. And Rayloff, you just fucking catch up and you're hammering it through. You're barging past a couple of people. You see the small little Durgar chap with the small little clipboard, and he just turns around.
No running on. Ah!
As
I was gonna say,
and-
what's your movement speed?
35.
40.
I will use as much as I can. That's the point. No, I've got on top of
Use
this.
dash as well.
I mean, you got both dashes, but you got tumbling as well.
I've got dash plus tumbling full, so I can hit
Yeah,
105.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
So
Compared to your 80.
yeah, Gerald just reaches the ship, and Rayloff, you just pound along the rocky shoreline and on this big rock shelf all the way onto the ship, attempting to find Gerald. And Gerald, you've just gone straight down. Terry, you hear a ruckus while sitting there with Red just playing cards with a Pladrine.
Yeah.
I will at this point unwarg and I'll just be like following last in away.
And as Theron, as you walk out, you find yourself just standing in front of a small rocking chair with a very old dwarvish woman looking at you in her home.
Oh, hey there, man. Sorry. That shit was funny. My name's Theron, by the way.
Trying to pull. What?
I'm out of here. I do one.
Okay.
Doors are locked.
Doors locked. No escape.
If extra distance I can get.
Mhm.
Gerald's going to barrel himself into a corner as he casts minor illusion to just form a box around him.
Okay. All
And
right.
he's just gonna hide there.
So, Gerald comes sprinting down the stairs, down below the crew deck, and just heavy footfalls just stop below you, replaced by heavier ones above you. As Rayloff charges down. Where are you looking, Rayloff? You just catch Red and Tara sitting with the 5 Pladrine, playing on a small little crate with cards.
You good?
Can we help you?
Where is he?
I don't actually know. I was concentrating. Like, I've got a pretty good hand. I mean, I definitely don't have a good hand.
I mean, I've got a really shitty hand, but I'm just trying to bluff everyone anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a bet?
There's only 3 floors, right?
Rayloff, you went downstairs.
Right. I'm gonna start heading down.
Oh well.
So this-
Good luck.
Out of interest, how far away is Theron from the ship?
You're
So,
you're
Humans how angry he's
yeah,
going to be.
you
A mile.
you're a solid like 10-minute walk away.
Mother
Yeah,
Right,
you,
okay.
you weren't too far away from the ship and the dock, but I mean, 10-minute walk away. Still in
That's
the
an old
village.
lady's pace.
Yeah. So, you could probably make it back in about 6 minutes. Power walking.
Yeah.
She went to the toilet in that time. I just want to let you know.
While you looked at her, and she looked at you. That's
So
why she
I
didn't
rolled
reply.
I rolled a d6 to see which floor I would check.
Uh-huh.
And I was going to do,
Is there
like,
two
depending
floors?
on which floor, because there's
Yeah.
3 floors, isn't there? So 1 to 2 is the lower, 2 to 3 was mid, and
Mm-hmm.
4 to 5. Well, you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a 1, so I'm going to be checking the bottom.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
so
that's
you,
where I am at.
Yeah. So you go straight down to the galley.
Whereabouts?
Roll a perception check for me.
Not even. I mean, I rolled a 7, but I'm going. You know what? I'm going to use an inspiration. Screw you, screw you,
Okay.
Gerald. I mean, it's 15. That's probably not enough, is it?
And you see a 16.
Hey.
You see a lot of crates.
What a waste of
and
inspiration.
you see a lot of crates and a lot of barrels.
Love it.
Can I
He's
try
dead
and
happy
move
for you,
stuff?
Ron, but
Actually,
that
no, I
inspiration
wouldn't
could
really
have saved
know
your
what I-
life.
You would know of the secret where the engine room bit is, at least,
Hmm.
because that has an illusionary wall. Although, admittedly, I've thrown myself into the first corner, so it'd be like stairs, bottom right, would be where I'm at.
I'll sort of take you a second just to look around, and I'll just sort of openly say, now, if anything happens to that dragon, Gerald, I am going to make sure that you are never sleeping well again. I'm just going to walk up the stairs and just walk back.
You check another floor.
I'm not going to bother. Well,
I'm
I mean, I
saying
may as
check.
well. I'll probably check all the other floors, but I imagine by that point it would just be me doing it off screen. 'Cause
Right. At this point, as well, Joe's gonna wait a few minutes. Like maybe for the 5 or so. But then he's going to cast Seeming on himself. And he's going to make himself appear as Theron.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, Rayloff, as you're looking around, and then you're just like about to give up, and then one of the crates just dissipate. But Theron stands up.
Oh, so I see it just dissipate.
Oh no, this was the idea that Rayloff has gone off.
Oh, got
Doing
you.
a
Okay,
certain
okay.
thing.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
gonna say, that's why I was
Okay,
Okay,
confused.
yeah, ignore me then. Yeah. So, yeah, you
So then
seeming
just
as Theron.
come up as Theron. You're like, hey guys, stock's all in order. So, where's Gerald?
I know it's you.
Can I make an intelligence check to see if I would know that Theron is still miles away?
There's no check to determine that you know if someone is around or not. Like, other
Yeah, but
than
I
if
was
they're
there
missing.
when Theron.
Could I?
No.
You
I was
left
an owl.
before Theron
Never
got
mind. I wouldn't have seen
dispatched.
that. Ignore me.
Can I? Okay, well, tell a lie. I'm not gonna need to, because I already know who it is. Because we know where Theron is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nowhere near. Yes, Theron. Fantastic.
Is
I'm glad that the.
Touch and chat from everyone.
Wait, hold on.
store's fantastic.
Theron, how
Yes.
many snowballs have you thrown at me so far? We'll try 2.
Well, at least 3. God, why would I?
You sound a little bit different today. Are you sick?
Yeah. That must be it. You'll have to excuse me. I need to go to the town to get some cough medicine. And he's going to start heading towards the plank.
Oh, right, okay. And
Is he walking past me? Because over this point I was just resting, but
sure,
I would
I
have
assume
been
so.
standing
Yeah.
by it.
Yeah, I'll walk past you.
Yeah, I'll sort of stop him. I just thought,
Oh, your hands
Yeah,
will go slightly into his body.
Yeah, as you stop for the torso, it in and like
I just
and
I was just sort of stopping
pushing
it
into
in
hard
front
beats.
of him. But as he walks into it, it's like I just sort of stare at you for a second.
Why do I feel a fluffy sensation?
I'm just gonna grab the shit.
And
Please be gentle. As the
where's Theron by now?
just at this point, as Rayloff, as you grab,
Yeah.
you hear coming up the deck. You both look and you see Theron.
Hey, you
Theron,
little
Theron.
fuckers. Red. Terror, I swear to God, if you two have stolen anything off me, there's gonna be fucking hell to pay.
Yeah, Brad.
They're at least in my knowledge, they're in the crew quarters right now, as opposed to the top deck.
Who is everyone?
Terra and Red.
Then ignore what I just said.
Yeah.
I took it as that they were still there,
Mm.
and that's where Rayloff had caught Gerald.
Oh, so who's on the top deck now then?
Me and Rayloff.
Yes.
Yeah, but Gerald is currently looking like you, with a hand in his chest.
Oh, okay.
With my chest sort of like that, so you would see like there, I imagine.
Yeah, about there.
Oh, wow, Gerald. I can't think of anyone else who would try to look like me. I'm guessing it's you, or it's another version of me from a different time.
Nice to meet you. Please be gentle. As I just look up at Rayloff. I know.
Like you were. I'm just gonna throw him off the side.
As that happens, I want to use momentary stasis, even though it won't work
On.
Rayloff.
Okay.
Because I think it's a Constitution save, isn't it? Blah, blah, blah.
I only do a Constitution save then.
Yeah, Constitution save. You've got beta something.
24.
Eh?
I rolled a 24.
Yeah,
I think you might succeed at.
No, you don't.
You
Yeah,
don't
you
because
do,
I
you
say
do.
so.
It's worth
I'll
trying.
sort of,
Yeah.
You'll sort of feel my hand freeze for a second then. And then you'll just still be thrown towards the plank, over the plank.
As that happens, Gerald's form will return to normal from that. He will lose the seeming.
Gerald.
He just gets.
As you are launched off, and the seeming goes, and your concentration leaves you for a moment, and you're just
It's
thinking
not
of this.
concentration. I just willingly let it go.
Okay, but as in just in this moment, as the only thing you're focusing on now is you're gonna hit the ground. I mean, it's only a 10
Oh,
foot
it's gonna
down.
be on the. It's gonna be over the plank, so you wouldn't be able to land on it. I imagine, if you wanted to try, because I just literally launched you out over the plank.
Nah, I'm just like Rayloff's launched me. I've
Yeah.
been launched.
Okay, so launch over towards the plank, and still headed towards the little dock that is still a little bit lower than the top deck of your ship. Gerald, you just think in that moment, looking at Rayloff, was it worth it? Fuck yeah, it
Fuck
was.
yeah.
as you fall back, and just as you count it down in your head, and you're falling, and you're about to hit that hard stone, you feel a weird cushion. Ah! You got me in the deck!
Oh shit. Oh, sorry. You
And-
saved me. Thank you. I'm gonna get up.
That's where we end the episode.
And you start just like kind of hugging, and then you come face to face with a very like pained Pop in his chair as you landed on him. That's gonna take a good few days to work again.
Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. I understand the pain, but oh my god, am I so happy to see you?
Oh, okay, you've had a hug, get off.
Oh.
And then Pop just looks at all of you. Listen, I've got Brom and a couple of my men. We're ready to go. Are all of you done pussyfooting around and shopping?
I'll just sort of hold up the barrel. The keg, sorry.
Well, that's gonna be very much needed. Come on then. Let's get a move on. We've got Geralt to get to. And
You're coming with us?
Ask the little girl. And he begins to wheel further away. And what are you doing, all of you?
Well, I'm gonna be like, well, he's not waiting. Companions, let's go.
Companions assemble.
Hearing that, Marcus says to Fantine, mainly aiming for Bob. We all good? We all good? Where are we going?
And you see Turk, just as you put your cards down, Turk just tries and like grabs your hand and swaps it with his for a second, and then looks at the other Pledrine. But you and Red bolt up, and then down the plank, joining all of the others as you quickly grab your things and all the things you've recently bought, throw them in bags, and make your way down, following Gerald and Theron's shouts to assemble and to head off, following Pop Pop back towards the village to follow on the main road out of the village.
As I'm doing that, I want to just use telepathy on one of the Hadrians and like, I got us a month worth of stuff just in case anything goes down.
And you see Xavier just look, and they begin to start clearing up. But as all of you gather and you follow Pop Pop and follow Pop Pop to go and meet with Brom and a couple of his men to head out of Guldrone on the way to Geralf, or wherever your journey will take you, that's where we're going to end tonight's episode and come back next week to continue. You know, I'm wondering if you guys are actually gonna take a swing to the mountain, or you're going to head straight to Geralf.
Oh yeah, that right. Pop-Pop's leading.
I mean, Pop Pop's leading the way.
Pop-Pop and he's going straight to Geralt. If he is going straight to Geralt, that's it.
Out of interest, how's Pop Pop's going to climb a mountain?
You don't know.
Cheer! Up on it!
Incredibly strong.
Who needs legs to climb a mountain?
Wraps his legs and waist into the wheelchair and just uses his arms. It's fine.
Yeah. Pre-straps his legs to.
Have you seen these wee guns?
I just
I am nothing without my wheelchair.
I just climb on my back and just while I'm going up.
Oh god, like a Yoda moment, a Luke Skywalker Yoda moment. We're just with a dwarf on a Goliath.
And then there's Gerald literally walking like this.
Yeah, Gerald's just like, see ya. Oh.
They believe in the fun.
You think I really need this chair? Sit down, little girl. Look how it's done.
He's punching holes into the wall.
Yeah,
No,
just punching holes. Okay, well, to everyone that has stuck around and watched, thank you very much for being around. We've enjoyed it. It's been a little bit of fun. Now we're actually getting back on the road to, road ahead, wherever that takes us. But we've enjoyed it. We hope you have as well. But yeah, with all that said, thank you very much. It was a lot of fun, and we'll see you again next time.